After uploading to this YouTube channel for the past 3 years, there is no doubt that my number one most asked question is what the most cost-effective flight school is, what process it is, and how exactly you should go about doing that. So in this video, I'm going to answer that question in depth and give you a few tips and tricks that'll hopefully allow you to go to school without coming out in a pile of debt. That is coming up right now. Hello everybody, welcome back to this video. If you're new here, my name is Luke. I'm an 18-year-old private pilot in upstate New York. I document my journey from student to professional pilot and help you make more informed decisions in aviation based off of my personal experience. So hopping right into the video, I first need to start with a hard truth that there is no quote-unquote cheap way to fly. Learning to fly is expensive, just like you wouldn't think becoming a surgeon was cheap or going to school to become a therapist was cheap. It's all expensive and flying is no different. However, there are things that you can do to make that cost less than the big price tag you often see online. If cost is really an issue and you're trying to do this the most cost-effective way, then you'll probably want to avoid any aviation universities. Now, I'm going to the Florida Institute of Technology and I recommend that route for many people, but it isn't for everybody. And if you can't float the bill that it requires, I wouldn't recommend going into a lot of debt just to get the same ratings that you can somewhere else. Now, yes, the restricted ATP, which I talk about in other videos, is only available through that, but I'm not sure that the difference in price is really worth it in the long run. So if aviation universities are off the table, then what should you do? And I think that the smartest way to do it is one of the following two methods. First is you find a Part 61 flight school with an instructor that needs to build time. This is somebody that is low time and is trying to get to that 1,500 hour mark so they can go on and fly for either the airlines or a corporate gig. You need somebody that has low time so that you can stay with the instructor through the whole course of your training. I can't stress enough how uncommon this is, but also how important this is if you can make it work. Flying with the same person for private through commercial will be extremely helpful and you won't have to reteach your story to every single person. Now, it is absolutely good to fly with multiple people because each instructor does things differently and it'll be good for you to get a different perspective. But if you're trying to do this the most quick and cost effective, then I would recommend finding somebody that you can stick with throughout the whole time. Now, once you find this flight school and this instructor, you either can fly a whole lot quickly or you can fly at a consistent pace while working on the side. If you already have a job and you don't want to quit that job and go and take out a loan because maybe you have a family or you have things that you need to support other than yourself, then I would recommend doing this route on the side of a job. You need to fly every single week in order to get it done in a somewhat timely fashion. If you fly 1, 2, or preferably 3 times a week, you should be able to get all of your ratings done in a year to a year and a half, and that is a pretty conservative timeline if you study your butt off. Now, if you maybe don't have the same commitment, responsibility, or you're just coming out of high school and you're considering not going to school, but you still want to become a pilot, then what I would recommend is taking out a loan for your flight training and going to a flight school that has an accelerated program to do that. Now, I'm not only talking about ATP flight school. There are pros and cons to that, and there are plenty of other videos where people have actually gone there and they have more experience there than I do. I don't want to comment it just because I've never attended the school and I'm only speaking off of other people's word. But there are flight schools all around the country that aren't 141, that aren't aviation universities, but that still do instrument and commercial flight training. This is what you want to get, and you want to, again, talk to an instructor that you can stick with and you fly with a lot, and then bang it out and do it as quickly as possible. The more you fly, the more frequent you are, and the more proficient you are, the more quickly you'll be able to do your ratings. This will help you in the long term because you'll have to pay for less hours. If you span this out over a lot of time, like the other method where you're still working on the side and not able to fly as much, it's going to take you longer, also known as it's going to take you more flight hours, which is more money. So I hope that this little video helped you just get a little more insight on maybe what somebody else would do if I was in that position. There are plenty of people I know that have done this and that are successful and that fly jets all around the world now. So it is not impossible, and even if it sounds difficult, then I recommend talking to as many people as you can to learn from them. But if you did find this video helpful, let me know by dropping a comment down below, clicking the like button, and if you want to see more like this, click subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss another video. Until next week, I want you to stay current, stay proficient, and keep the blue side up. Keep flying safe, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.